Hello. So this is a question from IPMAT Indore exam QA section 2024 paper. Now the question is for some non-zero real values of A, B and C. That means all A, B and C, none of them is zero. They can be positive or negative. It is given that mod of C by A is 4, mod of A by B is 1 by 3 and mod of B by C is minus 3 by 4. Also, A into C is more than 0. A and C multiplication is more than 0. So we need to find this value B plus C by A. So here we can start our question from this. If the product of A and C is more than 0, now that can happen in two cases. Case 1, when A and C are both more than 0, and case 2, when A and C are both less than 0. Then only their product can be more than 0. So we'll start with the first case. If A and C both are more than 0. So first information says that C by A mod is 4. Because A and C are both positive, then C by A will also be positive. So we don't require this mod. So I can simply say that C by A is 4. Now third information says that B by C is minus 3 by 4. So if B by C is negative, so this number can be negative only if B is negative. Also, C by A is 4, which is positive, B by C, which is negative. We can say that we can conclude the values of A, B and C as well from here. A by B mod is 1 by 3. Right? So from here we can say, here we have B and here we have 3. In front of B I have 3. In front of B again I have 3. In front of C I have 4. In front of A I have 1. In front of A I have 1. In front of C I have 4. So in all these three fractions, the number and the parameter corresponding to that have the same connection. So they have the same relation. So I can simply conclude from the observation that C is positive 4, B is negative 3 and A is positive 1. I will again repeat why did I conclude this much. Because in front of C I have 4, in front of A I have 1. In front of B we have minus 3, in front of B we have 3. So B can have that value 3. A यहाँ पे भी 1 है और A यहाँ पे भी 1 है, तो A can have that value 1. Similarly C is 4 and C is 4. So we can conclude this much, that A, B, C will have these values. A and C are positive, that we assumed. So A and C are positive. So once we know these values, I can simply replace them here and get the answer. So B plus C. B is minus 3 and C is 4. So B plus 3 is 1 and A is also 1. So B plus 3 upon A is 1. So that is the answer, option C. But we have another case waiting. So we will have to check that also if we get the same answer from the case 2 as well. So in case 2 we have A and C both negative and B positive. But the values are the same. So if A and C are both negative, then also C by A will be positive. So C by A is still positive even if both A and C are negative. So C by A is 4. So I can say C by A can be minus 4 upon minus 1 because A and C are both negative. And we already know that C, A and B, they will have these three numeral values irrespective of their sign. तो हमें ये पता है कि उनके numeral values तो यही होने वाले हैं 4, 1 and 3. So C by A can be written like this. A by B is 1 by 3. Now because A is negative, so A can be written as minus 1 and B can be minus 3 or plus 3. We will check, right? So I will not write anything here. The third point is B by C. B by C is minus 3 by 4. Because C is already negative, so I can say that this minus can be here. Right? So B by C is minus 3 by 4. That means B should not be negative. If B is also negative, then this whole thing will become positive. So if B is not negative, that means Here, here the value of b will be positive. So it will be 3 only. So from here we can conclude that A, B and C are A will be -1, B will be 3 and C will be -4. So both A and C are negative. So again I can replace these values B plus C. B plus C will be 3 minus 4. So -1 upon A, which is also -1. So -1 upon -1 is 1. So again we'll get the same answer. So answer is C.